Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Malaysian Dutch Business Council Connect Fair 2021 Q3. There's a lot to see today. We have nearly 150 booths ready for you, for your business development, for your procurement, for your information and your networking. So plenty to do. But right now we're going to start a special program during this day. We're very pleased to welcome the Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, that are known as MDEC, who are going to bring the presentation on MDEC'S MyDigital Workforce Work in Tech, MYWiT initiative. All right, with us today is Ms. Shafini Ridhawan. Shafini, you're a project manager, part of the digital workforce team. You're launching various initiatives to really action to reskill the Malaysian workforce for the digital economy. We're very pleased to have you on board today. Thank you so much for joining us, and the floor is all yours to explain to us more about the difficult abbreviation MYWiT. Do you call it like that? All right, over to you, Shafini.
Yes, it's correct, Michael. Thank you so much, Marco. Thank you for the introductions. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, like Marco mentioned earlier, my name is Shafini. I'm actually from MDEC, Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation. Okay, and today I'm going to run through with all of you about the initiative. It's not so new. It's launched in early April this year. And it's been, it's already running for quite some time, few months already. So I'm going to share with you in details about this program for everybody to know what we offered through this MyWiT initiative. Okay, let me share my screen first.
In the meantime, Shafini, can we just welcome the crowd one more time? And some of you are logging in directly from Zoom. We also welcome the audience from the platform's auditorium, as well as from the YouTube streaming. If you have any questions, please post these in the Q&A or on the YouTube. We will monitor what comes in and share the questions with Shafini later on. So don't hesitate to let us know what your questions are. And we're looking forward to spend enough time with you on those questions. Okay, Shafini, go ahead.
Thanks, Marco. Okay, I'll share my screen now. Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, the name of the initiative is called MyDigital Workforce Work in Tech, or in short, MyWiT. Okay, this initiative, like I mentioned, is actually launched early April this year. And through this initiative, this is actually an initiative for us to incentivize employers to hire unemployed Malaysians through digital reskilling and upskilling. And from this initiative, actually, we are actually aiming to meet the strong demand for digital business services jobs and also higher value digital tech jobs. And through this initiative, we offered a salary and training incentive for companies who hired digital talent. Okay. And then under this initiative, we have two types of program. The first one called Digital Business Services, or in short, DBS, and the next one called, the other one called Digital Tech Apprenticeship, or in short, DTA. Okay, let's run through about DBS first to give you more details about what this DBS is all about, how you can apply, and who actually eligible for this. Okay, this is actually for DBS, is actually more for companies who are hiring fresh graduates, unemployed Malaysia, for digital business services job roles. Okay, what I mean by digital business services job role is more like an services and operations within the company's roles, which is, I would say, some things like customer service, HR, finance, maybe IT as well is going to be a part of this DBS, digital business services, where I'm going to share more, I think, the snapshot about what type of roles that falls under this DBS later in my next slide, because for this DBS, it's pretty wide options. I would say it's a lot of jobs can be falls under DBS. So that's the reason why I'm going to have a next slide later to show you what type of jobs falls under this DBS program. Okay, for DBS, what we offered is a training incentive up to 5,000 per pack, and also salary incentive, which is 40% out of monthly salary for 6 months. And the company need to pay minimum salary of 2,000 per month. if you are hired under this DBS program. Okay, and for the salary incentive, we actually have a cap in terms of the incentive where we put a cap to 40% up out of 6,500 per month. That's the cap. It's okay. It's not if you hiring somebody and you offered a salary 11,000 as an example. So we only going to incentivize you 40% out of 6,500. It's not 40% out of 11,000. So that's how how actually we cap the salary incentive. Okay, for the training, for if you opt for a DBS program, you can choose it's either in-house training. If you have capabilities in delivering the training in-house, you can opt for in-house training with minimum of 40 hours. Or you can also choose the training in our digital skills training directory, but it has to be only from work and learn courses or learning on demand courses. But for learning on demand, you have to opt for the training for minimum of 20 hours. Okay, so now we move to the second program called Digital Tech Apprenticeship, or in short DTA. So this is actually more niche, where it's only for companies who are hiring unemployed Malaysia for high demand tech job in data science, software development, and cybersecurity, only in these three areas. Yeah, and then for the incentive, for the training, we offered higher than DBS, which is 8,000 per pack. Okay, the reasons being because for the training for this DTA program is actually more intensive and with long durations, and the training is a bit the price for the training is a bit higher than DBS type of training. So okay, then we move to the salary incentive. The salary incentive we offered is 1,200 per month for 6 months. The minimum salary or allowance that you need to pay to the employees that you hire through this DTA program is 3,000 per month from 4th month onwards. For the first 3 months, we leave it open to the company. You can either you can pay as long as it's more than 1,200, which is the incentive amount that we offered. Yeah. Okay, then for the training, it's pretty straightforward. You can only choose one type of training from our digital skill training directory. The digital skill training directory, we will share later in the chat box on the link for you to take a look at what kind of training that been listed there. So this is for DTA, you can only choose career upgrade courses. Yeah. Then we move to the next one. Okay, this is where that I mentioned earlier about DBS. Like I mentioned, it's pretty wide options here in terms of the job roles. As you can see here, there's a content moderation, there's customer service, back office, finance, accounting, even also technology is also part of the pillar in this DBS. So for this, we also have developed the industry skill framework together with the industry partners, industry practitioner. They actually developed the industry skill framework with us. So hence you can take a look of the industry skill framework later. I think the organizer will also share with you the link to the industry skill framework for you to run through and take a look of what type of job roles, what type of skill set that falls under this digital DBS industry skill framework. Yeah. Okay, now we move to the next one. This is when I mentioned about the training earlier. The training, we leverage more on our MDEC Digital Skills Training Directory. This is where actually we listed all the courses that have been reviewed and endorsed by the industry practitioner. In this directory, we have 3 types of courses. The first one called Work and Learn courses. This is more like short courses which cover basic, intermediate, and advanced. And to date, we already have about 180 courses listed there, and it's actually growing because now we're actually in the midst of evaluating training in digital marketing and also fintech. So as for GBS, it's already uploaded in our directory for under Work and Learn courses. You can go there and take a look of the courses. If you're interested, you can opt for the training there, and then this is only relevant if you're applying for DBS program. Yeah. Okay, we move to the next category, which is career upgrade courses. This is more like an intensive type of training, and most of it is actually comes with a long duration type of training. Long duration, what I mean here is can go up to 1 to 3 months, or some of it is 3 weeks. So it's very intensive. So now we already have about 35 courses to date, and this and it's only covered in these 3 areas. We have data, cybersecurity, and software developments. Hence the reason why it is actually more relevant to the DTA, Digital Tech Apprenticeship program. Yeah, so you apply for DTA, you can opt for this type of training for the employees that you hire. Okay, then we move to the last one, which is learning on demand. This is more like a online type of training. We do have about 10 platforms to date. Actually, this 10 platform offering all type of trainings. You can take, you can go to the maybe LinkedIn Learning. You can take a look of it. What the training that they offer, and then this is, like I mentioned earlier, it has to be 20 hours minimum per employees. Yeah, so this is more relevant to DBS program. So for DBS, is either in-house training or work and learn courses or learning on demand. But for DTA, it's only for career upgrade. All right. Okay, now we move to this eligibility criteria for the employers. We put a cap in terms of the hiring, where for DBS, the cap, the maximum hiring is 500 and DTA is 50 per company. Yeah. Okay, so the company have to be incorporated in Malaysia under these 2 acts, either Company Act 1965 or Company Act 2016. And minimum paid-up capital is only 20,000, not subject to liquidation, winding up, or dormant, not a public sector employer, federal and state statutory body and local authority. And you have to offer minimum, offer employment for minimum of 12 months. It can either be a permanent or contract basis, so it's fine. So employment offer letter issued after the online qualifying application date, meaning to say you submit your online application first, then you can offer, you can issue your letter offer to the employees after that. Yeah. And then this is more like a conflict of interest, where your company director, shareholder, partners, senior management have to declare and disclose if there is any close business relationship or close family relationship with MDEC employees or director. Okay, and then just to make sure that you are not a current recipient of any MDEC, any government or MDEC grants, which include training and hiring subsidies. Right, and now we move to this eligibility criteria for the employees that you can hire for this initiative. Okay, the only difference between DBS and DTA is for DBS we allow fresh graduate, but for DTA it's only for unemployed and retrenched employees. How we define unemployed in this case? Okay, unemployed is actually the person who have been unemployed for minimum of 2 months. Yeah, so but for retrenched employee, you can hire them straight away as long as they can prove that they have been retrenched, which is they have like a letter, retrenchment letter from the previous employer. Okay, then the person that you hire need to be Malaysian citizen, must not be a close family members of the director, shareholder, top management of the hiring companies, and not a current or past beneficiary of this MYWiT incentive in any other company. Okay, and then also not part of Penjana Kerjaya 2.0 and Penjana KPT CAP program. This is specifically just for the employees, yeah, not for the companies. Yeah, so this is just to avoid double dipping of the incentive for the same person. Okay. Okay, this is how you can apply. Okay, we do have two stages of the application. The first one is a qualifying stage. This is where you don't need to hire yet at this point, where you only need to have the job vacancies ready with a job link, where you can post it anywhere. It's either in your own website, either in the job platform, maybe, you know, JobStreet, LinkedIn, or maybe Facebook, anything, as long as you can provide the link to us. Then you fill up the online application form and submit it to us with the relevant documents. Then once we do our due diligence, once we receive the form from you, application form from you, then we will do our first due diligence check here to see whether you are based on the eligibility criteria, whether you are eligible or not for this MYWiT initiative. Then if you tick all the box, then you will receive the acknowledgement email from us. And then once you receive the acknowledgement email from us, this is where you need to already have need to already find training for the employees that you plan to hire, and also start looking for the candidates to hire. And once you have the candidate and select the training, you can go for the next stage of application. There's another section in the forms that you need to fill up. Just need to fill up on the approval stage with all the details of the employees and also the training, and also with all the relevant documents required. And then you submit the document for us for an approval. Once we receive the document from you, then we will do another round of checking. Then we will bring to our evaluation committee for them to evaluate and recommend for an approval. Once they approve it, then you will then receive the offer letter from MDEC. This is only when the incentive is activated. Okay, for the claim, what you can claim upon completion of the 3rd and 6th month of the program, because you need to hire the person for at least 12 months. So then the incentive period is for 6 months. So you can submit your first claim after 3rd month, and also after the final month, which is the 6 months, yeah, for the reimbursement. Okay, next. Okay, this is the checklist of the documents required during the submission for those 2 stages. Okay, for the qualifying stage, what you need to submit to us, like I mentioned earlier, is a fully completed and signed online applications form, job posting link. The link has to be an active link for a minimum duration of 2 months. The reason why we are asking for the active link is because whenever that you submitted the application from us, once it has been approved, we're gonna get your link and post it up in our MYWiT landing page, because in MYWiT landing page we do have a section for the job seeker. So that is where we are trying to help company to find more candidates to apply for the job that you guys are offering. Yeah. Okay, then for the companies that operated more than 1 year, you have to submit to us the verified audited account and as-to-date management account. But for those who operated less than a year, you only need to submit to us as-to-date management account. This doesn't need to be verified. And then now we move to the 2nd stage, which is an approval stage. This is where you need to submit to us the copy of employment offer letter for a minimum duration of 12 months, copy of new employee IC, copy of past 6 months EPF statement for the new employee, retrenchment letter if you're hiring a retrenched employee, this letter of commitment between employers and training provider, or you can also give us a purchase order. This is only for career upgrade and work and learn courses. But if you opt for learning on demand, what you need to do is just to provide us with the quotations. Yeah. And then for the in-house training, we provide you with the templates for you to fill up. So you need to complete the in-house template and submit it to us. And then other than that, if you have received before this any grant or funding from government, MDEC, sorry, you need to give us the evidence of the fund or project completion of the funding that you receive. Okay, other than that, secret report for top 5 major shareholder and the board reso. And then after that, the cover letter to confirm that all the documentations and information submitted are correct and signed by the company authorized signatory. Okay, now we move to this. I think this is my last slide already. The specific conditions for this initiative. Company can only submit 1 application until an approval stage. Okay, company can only submit 2nd application after you receive MDEC letter of offer for the 1st application. And when you want to submit the 2nd application, it's still subject to the fund availability at the point of time. And the second one, the reimbursement of the incentive is only applicable if the participants stay with the company for at least 3 months of the program. Yeah. And then the next one, employees are not allowed to replace the participant under this incentive, which is we don't allow backfill. Okay, and then number 4, employers are required to notify MDEC and provide documentary evidence within 30 days if the participants resign or been terminated by the companies. Yeah. And then the last one, employees are required to provide an employee status report at the end of 6 and 12 months employment, together with the latest EPF statement and any additional evidence to verify the salary transaction. This is only if required, if only we ask for it. Yeah, I think that's about it from me. Thank you so much. I think we can move to the Q&A.
Jeffini, I believe that there's still a couple of other slides that are after this. Thank you. Do you want to make use of those as well? Because there's still time.
I don't think I'm going to run through that one. That one is more for like an internal process. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right. It looks like MDEC has closed all the possible loopholes in this whole program. It's a lot of rules and regulations, rightfully so, of course, because we're talking about incentives. How easy is it in general for employers to go through the process, especially maybe for SMEs that will be mainly involved in such a program? Will it be easy for them to go through it? Is there a special account management team from MDEC that is ready to support as well? How does the process work?
Okay, actually, you can just go straight to our the MyWiT landing page. In that MyWiT landing page, we do have the links that will link you up direct to the application form. Just need to fill up the application forms. Once complete the online application form, it will go to our team here in MDEC. We're going to process, and if there's any inquiries, further inquiries required, we will get in touch with the companies who applied. So that's how it's. We don't have a dedicated team to manage, to manage the work by companies. We only manage based on the applications that we receive. Yeah.
All right, thank you to that. And I do believe that there's, of course, quite a big surge in Malaysia looking for digital talents. Even more so this past 18 months or so. A lot of companies are moving more business online, not just being involved in e-commerce, but just the whole operations. A couple of days ago, we also had the CEO talk where many of the CEOs were talking about digitalization of their companies. So how would employers actually get in contact with possible employees? Is there a database? Again, is there an HR team from MDEC that is on standby to try to support?
Okay, for that part, that's the reason why we actually asking for the job link, because that's the only way we can help out the companies to find more candidates, relevant candidates. And other than that, I mean, we don't really have like a talent pool in MDEC that we can, offer to the company. But if companies require any help from us, just let us know. Maybe we can just get in touch with our team. Like, we do have a team that managing universities, which is called Premier Digital Tech universities, where they have graduates now looking for a job. Maybe we can just get the job link or maybe job vacancies that's suitable for them and post it up to their get them to post it to all the relevant universities and get their students to apply for it. That's another way. And maybe also we also have to link you up with Talent Corp. And because they do have like a database in terms of the talents that are looking for a job as well. So other than that, what company can do is just share with us the link, and then we post it up in our website, our MyWiT landing page, and then that's also will help because we not just do the promotion to the company, we also do the promotion to the job seekers. We do have few rounds of webinar sessions with the job seekers, and we've been promoting this MyWiT initiative and really like asking them to go to a MyWiT landing page to look for a job there and apply from there. So that's the way how we actually helping companies to find the candidates. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that, because it's also mentioned by Jason in one of the questions. Biggest challenge is being able to find prospective employees with the criteria. So you advise everybody to make sure that there's a very clear job description posted on the link, and get MDEC's support to announce all these different vacancies and try to get more candidates to apply. So you do roadshows at universities?
We do have, we don't really do a roadshow to universities. We actually do have few rounds, and then we actually spoke to the, like as example, we do spoke to Mara, we do spoke to MPC, and then we do spoke to associations and also universities, and they will be the one that organizing a session like this one, webinar session, for us to share about MYWiT and to get them to apply for the jobs. So that's actually the mechanism on how we actually do the outreach to these job seekers.
All right, excellent, thank you. All right, we have a question from Andrew. If you can please go back to the slides. He would like to go back to the program overview slides. He's trying to understand how under DBS the total incentive of 9.8K to 20.6K per pax works. You're very detailed here, Andrew, so very good that you picked up on something. But also, let me again repeat that the slide deck will be made available via the MDBC library on our website. The link was posted in the chat earlier.
All right, so Andrew would like to know about this, how we come up with that minimum and maximum number for the incentive, correct?
Yes, how this works. Yes.
All right, how does this work? Okay, for the training, this is actually the how we calculate based on the incentive training, which is 5,000, and also 6-month salary incentive given, which is like if 40% out of 2,000 is 800 per month. 800 per month plus 5, we multiple by 6 months because we're going to give the incentive salary incentive for 6 months, and then we plus with 5,000. Hence, it's come with 9,800, the minimum payment, the minimum incentive. But for the maximum incentive is actually coming from 40% out of 6,500 plus training incentive 5,000. That's how we calculate it. Yeah, I hope that answers Andrew's questions.
I hope so too.
Is it clear?
You're doing a great job so far. Thank you. Andrew had another question as well. Does the employer has to pay for the full training fee?
Yeah, up to maximum amount that we give, which is 8,000 for DTA and but we only going into incentive by 5,000 per pack for DBS and 8,000 per pack for DTA. But if the cost of training is more than that, the balance have to be borne by the company.
All right, great, thank you. Question from Jeroen here. How long does approval take? I think earlier in your slide deck I saw something about a statement about 2 months. I'm not sure if that applies to the approval stage.
Actually, 2 months is actually for when the company need to find the candidates and also to hire the candidates and also to find the suitable training for the candidates that you hire and submit for the second stage, which is an approval stage. We give a window for 2 months for you to coming back to us to complete the second stage of the applications. But for the approval, I would say like if we go back to here. Yeah, let me just go back to here. Okay, for the qualifying stage, I would say if you submitted all the complete documentation, that's with, I mean, there's no further inquiries coming from the MDEC team to you, it will complete by maximum 5 days, 5 working days. Okay, so for an approval, once you submit this supporting document for an approval to us, it provided all the documents submitted complete documentations. So it will take about 35 working days for you to receive your offer letter from MDEC. I hope that answered the questions. And for the claim, I think it's the same. It's going to be 35 days after you submitted the full documentation for the claim.
All right, thank you. Going back for a moment to the training. What kind of training does the company need to commit? Is there, what are your guidelines there? Do you actually also go into their training modules, or is there a fixed set of approved training that the company needs to work with?
Okay, actually for the training, right, if we're talking about digital skills training directory, like I mentioned here in this slide, this is all the training that have been evaluated by MDEC and it's already been approved by MDEC and it's already been listed in our directory. So before they got listed, we have what do you call it, industry practitioner that evaluates evaluates all the training to make sure that it is relevant to the industry needs. And then once it is approved, then only we will list all the training here. So if you choose the training from here, you don't need to provide us anything, because all the training has already been evaluated. You just need to give to us the link to this to the training that you choose, and also the letter of commitment between you and the training provider. Because when you go into the directory, right, when you choose one of the training, it will direct you straight away to the partners, which is, we call it partners, our training partners landing page for that particular program. So you can straight away get in touch with the training provider, engage with them, and get a letter commitment between your companies and the training providers, and submit it to us. That's the only thing that you need to do. You don't need to spell out the syllabus and what's the justification, anything, because we already have all the info here.
Right. Do you also work with, are all these companies local companies, or do you also, in specific cases, work with foreign training providers?
We only work with those training providers that have their what they call it, have their center here in Malaysia. Like example, GA here, General Assembly. They actually pretty well known. They're coming from US, so they already have their presence here in Malaysia. So hence we have already developed. They are actually one of our partners, and we do have also 42KL from Paris. They are also here from France, and so this is actually those training providers that have their presence here in Malaysia only. Yeah.
Okay, that's very clear. I mean, that's a great connection, of course.
Just to add on in terms of the training, right? If you choose the external training, which is here, the training is from this directory, it's fine. It's very straightforward. Just submit to us the link and the letter of commitment. But if you choose to send the employees for the in-house training, you have to make sure the training is provided by the internal, no third party involved, and the syllabus, the syllabus is also developed internally, and hence the reason why you just need to just give it to us, to fill up the template that you provided, which is for the in-house training. We do have in our form the in-house training template. Just fill up the details there on the training, on what syllabus and what type of trainings that you guys going to provide to the employees that you hire for the in-house training. So that's about it.
All right, that's very good that option is also being given. Thank you for that clarification. Andrew is having another question on the in-house training under DBS. Does that has to be strictly digital data software related?
No, it can be any maybe like a proprietary trainings for the companies, like maybe a product training also can. So it can be any type of training that relevant to the job roles that you are offering. Yeah.
All right, there's two friends here, Jeroen and Alex, who want to go back to the application process. Jeroen is asking 35 days to obtain the offer letter, and we can only hire after obtaining the offer letter. Is that correct?
No, actually
Alex's question is about the same. We can apply first, then only hire the candidate?
Yeah, actually on the qualifying stage is where you don't need to hire yet. But by the time you're coming for the second stage, you already need to have the candidates that, the letter of offer already been issued to the candidates that you plan to hire. Because during this time, as you can see here, the stage 2, what we required from the company is actually to submit to us the letter of offer, the employment offer letter to the employees that you plan to hire, and also the training letter of commitment for the training. So meaning to say, at this stage, you already, before you submit your supporting documents for an approval, you already need to have like confirmed candidates that you would like to hire, and also the training. Yeah.
Excellent. Looks like Andrew is very active in the Q&A today. Thank you for your participation, Andrew. He has a question on how long are these two schemes going to be made available for application?
Okay, as of now, we are looking at until end of the year. But okay, we actually now in the midst of discussion with the ministry to have an extension for this, but we have not yet getting any approval yet. So I cannot say much as of now. I would say it's only up until end of the year this year. And then subject to fund availability as well. If the fund is still there, we might going to have an extension. This is really depends on the decision by the ministry. So at this point of time, to be safe, I would say this is only up until end of this year.
All right. Okay. Let's see if they keep coming. All right. We have an anonymous question here. All right, that's fine, guys. If you have any questions, please bring it on now, because it looks like we've gone through most of the questions. All right, Alex is continuing on the application. Does the candidate need to have an IT degree or any other degree is also applicable or
no? This is up to the companies for what the roles that you are hiring, what type of qualifications that you required, as long as the job roles that you are hiring is actually aligned with the industry skill framework that I mentioned earlier. For DBS, we do have our reference for the job roles that are relevant for DBS, which is you're going to take a look of the industry skill framework for DBS, Digital Business Services Industry Skill Framework. I think maybe organizers also can share the link to the industry skill framework in the chat box, so that the participant, the attendees today can take a look of can click on the link and take a look of the industry skill framework. And for DTA, we have 3 reference for us to take a look of. We have cybersecurity, we do have a software development, and we do have also data industry skill framework. So you may want to take a look of the industry skill framework to make sure that the job that you're hiring are relevant to this program. Because for this program, it's not offering for all type of jobs, it's only for the type of jobs that I mentioned, which is in the GBS jobs, DBS jobs, sorry, Digital Business Services job, and also those 3, which is like I mentioned earlier, software development, data, and cybersecurity. Yeah.
All right, Shafina, I think I have a very interesting question here. A situation that many employers are, of course, faced with redundancy of their staff. The question here is, if an employer wants to release a staff because they have become redundant under the current circumstances, but does see a repurpose of that staff into a digital role, can they also apply to this program? In a way, they've already found their candidate. In a way, they try to save the employment of the candidate, because otherwise, under current circumstances, probably that person would become redundant. But of course, if there's support incentives available to keep the staff on their new role, which is more digital related, would you be willing to support that as well?
Okay, actually we do, interesting, because we do have received this kind of questions from a lot of employers actually asking about, the existing staff to make it, make it relevant to the job. Is there anything that MDEC is doing, MDEC is offering to in terms of upskilling or reskilling of the staff? So as of now, we do have proposed this last time, but at this point of time, they only focusing for those who are unemployed. And then interesting, and when you say the staff make redundant in the organization, and then you would like to hire the staff for different job roles, but want to make use of this MYWiT incentive. This is the thing that I think normally will happen when the staff been, like I said, retrenched employees, been retrenched from another companies, and another company will take them as an employees that one, as long as I said that the thing, that evidence that we need is actually the retrenchment letter. But in this case, I don't think retrenchment letter will be there. So I don't think this is something that we can allow, unless you are hiring somebody from the other organizations or companies that been retrenched, and then you hire that person for your company, then only you can opt for this initiative. So I hope that's answering your questions.
I hope so too. And I think you did a great job going through this program in about 45 minutes. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, it looks like there are no more questions, whether it's here in the Zoom call or on YouTube. So I hope everybody is satisfied with this opportunity and with the details of the program. Shafina, very much detailed. Thank you very much for going through this. Again, in the chat, the relevant links have been given, so please copy those if you want to get into the program already. I've also given the link to the MDBC library, where we will post a slide deck as soon as possible, so you can also refer to that. And of course, yeah, we hope to see you all in this program, become more digitally active. There's been a really substantial Malaysia Digital Economy Blueprint published last year. It's very impressive. A lot of funding available also for digital programs. I think that has been one of the main elements of the stimulus for 12's Malaysia plan as well. So I think this is it, ladies and gentlemen, this program with Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation. Thank you so much to Shafini. Don't leave, stay on the platform, please, everybody. There's nearly 150 booths to visit. So there's a lot of fun. You can learn a lot. You can look for business development, procurement opportunities. There's a lot of MDBC service providers. If you're looking for anything, yeah, please check it out. One of the many booths. There's my colleague Chambers from Thailand and Vietnam also have a booth on the platform. And if you want to know more about Dutch technology, some of course is related to digital, then please go to the booth of NL in Business. There's some great videos there. It's called the Virtual Gateway to showcase Dutch technology, Dutch innovations. And for Malaysian parties who want to know more about that, they can also apply to us for a special presentation with, yeah, to do this in 3D. So I think that's it from my side. Yeah, thank you, Jordan. You've posted the direct link to the exhibition platform. So visit the MDBC Village. It's not just today, it's open every day. But today we try to have a special focus as the Q3 event, including the participation of EBDEC. Thank you very much, Shafini. See you soon, I hope, when everything is open again. And personally, wishing you a good day from Amsterdam, the Netherlands. I hope to be back in Malaysia soon as well. And all have a great day. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks.